What is the storyline of The Blessing Way? How did it all begin?
Hey, well, first off, thanks for having me on the show. And, well, the band began when a friend and me decided that we wanted to play some original melodic death metal type stuff. And my brother Colin joined on the drums as well. We played together for about a year and a half. And then the band split up because we all had jobs, couldn't find the time to practice either. And my ideas were going towards more black metal, symphonic black metal style stuff, which the others weren't really into. So yeah, we split up, and then I just decided to do my own thing after that, which eventually became The Blessing Way.
Our audience would like to know you a little better. Could you tell us about your personal musical influences, favorite bands or musicians that might have inspired you to become what you are today?
Yeah, two bands that would have been the biggest influence on me, I suppose, would be Dark Tranquillity and Cradle of Filth as well. The mix of aggressive music, and also really beautiful melodic parts in the two bands really appealed to me, and I really like that. And not to mention the kind of dark and gothic lyric themes of Cradle of Filth as well. Big fan of the concept album and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd also be a big fan of bands like Moonspell, Black Dahlia Murder, Typo Negative, Dissection, stuff like that. Anything with a dark atmosphere with great melodic parts to it as well.
What is the artistic key concept behind your themes?
Yeah, the main themes behind the music would be based on horror books and tales. I'm a big fan of, a big reader of horror fiction, so take a lot of influence from that, and horror movies as well. In fact, the album we just released, From Empty Plates We Dine, is based on the Anne Rice novel Interview with the Vampire, which I'm sure a lot of people would have seen the movie, so I hope I did that justice anyhow.
Why The Blessing Way? You must tell us more. How did the name of your band come about?
Yeah, the name The Blessing Way is actually the name of an episode of the TV show The X-Files. I was looking for a band name, and I was looking through the DVD case while I was watching it one night, and one of the episodes is actually called The Blessing Way. So I thought that was a cool name, and I decided to use that as the band name then.
Are the concepts and ideas for musical compositions and songs a group effort? If not, who writes the lyrics and who is the main compositor in the band?
Well, I'm the only person in the band, so as it's a solo project, I compose all the music and do all the lyrics. It takes quite a bit of time when you're doing it by yourself, but I'd much rather me doing it by myself than working with other people, because I found working with other people before, they mightn't like some of your ideas, and the stuff that I write, I really like having my own input. And yeah, I wasn't really a fan of working with other people, so much rather working by myself and writing the music myself. It's a slow enough process when you're doing everything yourself, but at least it all comes out the way that you want it to completely.
Let's shift gear a bit and talk about the technical part. What was your recording experience so far? And in what studio did you record this last album? Who was in charge of sound, mixing and mastering your material?
Well, for the new album, I recorded in a place in Dublin in Ireland called Track Mix Studios with a guy called Michael Richards, and he was in charge of all the mixing and mastering, so he pretty much took care of all that. And before we went to the studio, I tracked all the guitars with my brother in Galway, and so it was just a matter of really recording the vocals up in the recording studio in Dublin, and he mixed and mastered it all there as well. So yeah, I was really happy with how the album came out in the end, and I'll definitely return there for the next one, I would imagine.
And what about the plans for the future? What are your goals and what do you want to achieve as a band? Perhaps a promotional tour?
The first EP we released, 8 years ago. Between that and the most recent album, well, the style of music changed from being pure melodic death metal into symphonic black metal. So I was just writing new material, and I was figuring out how to layer synths and pianos over it. So it took quite a bit of time, so it did. And just with work, trying to find the time to do it as well. And another issue would have been money, trying to get money together to do a proper recording rather than a homemade type demo. So yeah, and that's why it took so long to get the new album released, and the fact that I'm doing all the instruments and the vocals, so it takes a little bit more time.
Please let our audience know where can they find more information about your band, or how can they contact you?
You can find our music on Spotify and Bandcamp, and you can order the new album from the Morning Light Records website as well, and any band updates would be on Facebook as well. But yeah, anybody looking to get the new album can get it through the Morning Light Records website.
And any final words for our audience?
I'd just like to say thanks for having me on the show anyhow for a start, and thanks to anyone who's bought our album, and keep an eye out for the next one, which is halfway finished and should hopefully be out sometime late 2019, I would imagine. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, and thanks for having me on the show. It was nice to be here, and I'll see you later. Thanks.